Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWASHI, Bahashem Harakakwidash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations to the elect of the true nation of Israel, Yasharallah. Quick lesson, man. And the topic of this lesson is, how I was feeling, how I feel about us, me and the brother prophesying at this spot that you see on the screen, and concerning how I felt and how what I feel doesn't matter, man. All right. Yeah, we all have feelings and sometimes they do matter. But, objectively, when it comes to the whole matter of the truth, all right, being in this truth, our feelings do not matter. What we think does not matter. All right. What matters is what YAHAWASHI thinks. And then whatever we think, after that, man, but we have to, gear ourselves towards the way of YAHAWASHI. All right. But, me speaking as a man, I really, I despise prophesying in this spot because it's a lot of car traffic compared to people traffic. When there's a lot of people, people could at least, like in person, when people are outside of their cars, they at least have a chance to hear, and slow down and actually listen to what we're saying because they're closer to us, compared to cars. Because most of the time people got their windows rolled up and then they see, oh, those are Hebrew Israelites, and they're just looking, they're not even listening, and, they're just driving by. And, when it comes to car traffic, people, their goal is going somewhere. They're not going there, they're going somewhere, and it ain't where we're at, so they see us. And if they do listen to us, it's not for edification or anything, but that's just me speaking as a man, but hey, the brother got tons of signs, all right, bordering the whole sidewalk, right, behind the camera is a bunch of cars and even more row of signs that we have, concerning the truth that people could see, when they stop by at this stoplight, because there's a stoplight right there and people could see, these signs and read them and whatnot, then hear us and see us, they could at least have the chance to roll down the windows and say something. And then there's a little parking lot because there's a liquor store, right there, and there's a makeshift parking lot that people could park and ask us questions, which people do sometimes. But in my opinion, like I said, my opinion don't matter. It's what the Lord thinks. That's what matters. In my opinion, I like prophesying in my spot under the Indian because the traffic is people outside of the cars and not people in the cars. But and then there was a coworker that said something to me, like I think last year. She seen me out in this spot. I'm like, oh no, and people will see us and realize, oh, those are those Hebrew Israelites, not knowing that we're not, not knowing what we're actually prophesying about, preaching about, man. Because they see Hebrew Israelites and the first thing that pops up in their mind is the purple people eaters, IUIC or ISUBK, oh, those guys, they're racist, they hate, when, hey, at least stop by and ask us questions. But when you're in your car, they're less likely to stop by and ask questions, though they have the chance to, but they're less likely. But that's me, that's my opinion, what I have to think. Like I said, fuck what I have to think, man. And the topic of this lesson is, how I felt, and how it doesn't matter, because, hey, man, once we were out there prophesying, what I kept telling myself in my head, I'm like, hey, man, if this is what it takes to be saved, to end up in a chariot, let it be, let it be, man. For these people in my city to see me, make fun of me, to say all types of stuff about me, talk shit about me, if it be family members, people that I went to school with that were once cool with me, thinking I'm weird or racist because I preach the Hebrew Israelite doctrine. Oh, they're a cult. If that's what they want to label me as, oh, he changed, man. Oh, he's part of that cult. even if it be co-workers, which I hope not, because I don't want this going to work, taking this to work with me, because that's even more hell on top of the hell, that work gives me, gives us. And you don't want to make work, the plantation, harder and more hell than it already is. That's why I pray that co-workers don't see me out there, all right. But everybody, hey, if they do, let it not be where they give me hell on the job site and get me fired or whatnot, man, because goddamn. And that's my only worry. But we all know that YAHAWASHI is not going to neglect us. He's not going to let that happen to us, and if we do lose a job, hey, pray to YAHAWASHI and trust in YAHAWASHI that he will give you another job and better, okay? Literally, he's given me, ever since I've been in this truth, I've been getting better and better jobs, all right? And I don't say that, and I don't proclaim that as because of me or what I've done. It's because of what YAHAWASHI has done for me since I've been in this truth, and I've given myself, laid down my life as a living sacrifice to YAHAWASHI, holy and acceptable. All right, he's blessed me, even on this side, even though he's gonna bless us in the kingdom. And if doing this in the front of, in the face, in front of the people in our hometown, saying all types and thinking of all types of things about us, of evil, for the Lord's sake, like the scriptures say, let it be. Because I want to be saved. If this is what it takes to find ourselves on a chariot with YAHAWASHI, let it be, man. All right? And I kept telling myself that, man. All right? Like, it's just, all it is, going through some humiliation, all right? Temporary humiliation once a week, all right? Until the Lord returns, man. And bang, salvation, man. The chariots, okay? Well, what are these people gonna do to you, man? All right, torture me, all right? The Lord ain't gonna let that happen. The Lord's not gonna, let these people scoff you, and scoff you and scoff you and scoff you until you just give up and end up not even being the elect. The Lord ain't gonna let that happen, man. All right, to his elect. All right. The Lord is on his elect's side. He's with his elect. All right. Okay. So, hey, man, that's the topic of this lesson. I'm going to bring out some precepts, All right. This is Ephesians 6:13. This is, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. All right. And this is, putting on the whole armor, man. All right. Doing the righteous acts of YAHAWASHI. Going out there and prophesying this truth. All right. On the highways and byways, the highways and hedges, man. Which is, hey, that's a highways and that's a highway. Not a literal highway, modern day highway, but it's a spiritual highway. Lots of people are going in and out, able to listen, giving them a chance, to incline their ears and minds to YAHAWASHI. That's a highway. And not just one person is doing that. No, multiple people, with that 3 hour span, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, man. And having done all to stand, okay? That's why we go out there, man. All right? Doing all that we can. All right? This is our reasonable service for YAHAWASHI. All right? Reasonable service. Romans 12:1, it says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. All right. And how do you do that? By going out there to the highways and byways, if you like it or not. All right. Because, hey, that's humiliation, man. Hey, these celebrities and rich people of this world, all right, like LeBron James and whatnot, and these celebrities that are famous, all right, these untouchable Jakes, They have to go through humiliation rituals, man. All right, but for wickedness, for that consolation prize, that second place prize on this side, all right, hey, the Lord, hey, for you to be saved, hey, we got to go through that humiliation process too, all right? But it's for righteousness. It's to be saved, to be the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, to be the joint heirs and rulers with YAHAWASHI, to end up on a chariot, man, all right? Just a little bit of humiliation, all right? To end up on, just for yourself to end up on a chariot, man. I wouldn't trade that for nothing, man. You know, this is our reasonable service, man. We deserve way worse. You know, the Lord could have had it where we had to do some more. We had to do more to be saved. All right, but nah. All right, all we have to do is lay down our life. You know, give up our life. Give up what we want to do, man. You know, because sometimes I say, hey, man, if it was up to me, I'd be at home playing my video game or, you know, doing this and that instead of being out here on the highways and byways, man. But our lives are not our own, man. Our minds, our soul, our body are not our own. Is not our own. We're out there on the highways and byways because the Lord put us out there, man. Yes, we literally are doing the works, but the Lord, does he not control us? All right, he puts the spirit and the mindset and the will, all right, within us to do things, man, if it be good or wicked. All right, so the Lord makes us, he puts the spiritual fire under our behind to want to fear him. All right, you know, to go out there in the highways and byways, because we know if we don't go out there and prophesy, hey, we're gonna be destroyed, man. I'm gonna be up at night, you know, hey, man, a couple weeks ago, a month ago, I believe, you know, I was sick, coughing, I had pneumonia, and I couldn't prophesy, man. And I had to skip out on 2 weeks of prophesying, man. Now I couldn't sleep at night, man. You know, knowing that I wasn't able to prophesy, you know, I was pissed. I'm like, you know, I was thinking about myself, like, what have I done for me to do the work of YAHAWASHI, man? You know, I was fearful, man. I was scared, literally scared, just scared, because I wasn't able to prophesy, man. You know, and that's healthy to have a fear of YAHAWASHI. You know, and I believe, hey, the Lord just had that. He gave me that pneumonia in my lungs just to see where my fear is. You know, if I wasn't able to prophesy, would I still fear the Lord? You know, would I still fear him? You know, when so, hey, man, we got to think like that, man. Constantly fear YAHAWASHI, and fearing the Lord is not bad. It's good. Fearing anything else is bad. Okay. All right. That's why we go out there to the highways and byways, man. All right. The scriptures say, through what's it, the fear of the Lord? Yeah, knowing there. All right, 2 Corinthians 5:11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord YAHAWASHI shall we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto Yahweh. All right. All right. So yeah, man. Knowing the terror of YAHAWASHI, man, we persuade men. All right. So knowing how terrible the Lord is, like the scriptures say, the Lord is a terrible God, man, and greatly to be feared. The one sitting on his throne, Yahweh. All right. Because the Lord creates evil and creates the light. He creates good and evil. All right, the darkness and the light. If there be evil in the city, hath not the Lord done it? Okay, so hey, the Lord could destroy you. He could destroy me if I just decide to not go out there and prophesy anymore. And he will. I fully believe that. If I literally stop prophesying, I fully have that set in my mind. All right. I fully believe, without a doubt, that if I stop prophesying, I'm done. You know, literally, I'm done. Something bad, I don't know what, but something bad is gonna happen to me, man. You know. And not only that, I want to go prophesy out there, man. I'm nothing without this truth, man. For real. Yeah, I have hobbies and whatnot. I'm a father. I'm a husband. You know, I play basketball. I like playing video games. I like hanging out with my bros. You know, we all have worldly hobbies and whatnot. But that ain't shit, man. That's all temporary, you know. I like hitting the gym and whatnot. I got hobbies, man. But that all that comes from YAHAWASHI. Everything comes from the Lord. That's why, all right, we fear the Lord and keep his commandments, for that is the whole duty of man. And the Lord, all right, YAHAWASHI commands us, all right, through the spirit of fear to go out there and feed his sheep, which means prophesy. Go out there to the highways and hedges and prophesy. That's how we feed the sheep of the Lord. Edify, teach our people, tell them to wake up, all right? And us doing so, that's going to bring the Lord, all right, to visit the earth his second time and save the elect and change this world, all right? Change this world and establish the kingdom of heaven, all right? That's why we go out there, man. And I had to keep telling myself that, man, all right? 1 Corinthians 4:9, it says, for I think that Yahweh hath set forth us the apostles last. We're in the last days, man. And that also talks about in the Roman times, all right, when the gladiators and the Roman, those Roman theaters and stadiums and whatnot, which the same thing's going on now, but what was they doing? They was having the animals and executions and people battling each other with weapons and whatnot. All right, it was a lot of criminals and people, whatnot, that they would go out there, that they would send out there in those gladiator stadiums and whatnot, theaters, and be unalived or whatever, fight animals, fight people, but they would always have the apostles, all right, the servants of the Lord out there, send them last, all right, because they would always send out the biggest criminals of society last to those brawls, those stadiums, all right, and we're in those times, man. We're sent last. The Lord has sent us last, okay.